Welcome to Mohonk Mountain House, a breathtaking retreat nestled beside Lake Mohonk in New York's Shawangunk Mountains. In this virtual tour, we'll explore its castle-like architecture, serene gardens, and the legendary hike up to Skytop Tower, where the views stretch across 6 states. Let's begin our adventure. Mohonk Mountain House is surrounded by nature, and from the entrance gatehouse off the highway, it was still a 4 to 5 minute drive down a winding road before reaching the resort. As you will see in this video, the grounds are truly amazing, and from its humble beginning as a 10-room inn, purchased by Albert Smiley, it has grown to a massive resort with 262 rooms. His vision to preserve a natural paradise for guests has been sustained for over 150 years and 6 generations. The Mohonk Mountain House is still owned by the Smiley family, and provides guests access to over 8,000 acres of Mohonk Preserve land, 1,200 acres of Mountain House land, and nearby state park lands, for access to a total of over 85 miles of hiking trails. And after the picturesque drive-in, we finally get to the impressive, yet eclectic, Mountain House. It is a massive, castle-like structure. With the different architectural styles, it almost looks like a small village rather than a single building. Its towers, gables, porches, and stone walls don't follow one uniform design. Instead, it's a mix of styles built over time, part stone fortress, part Victorian lodge, part rustic mountain retreat. You can drive right up to the entrance, where there is a covered area for check-in. After checking in, we decided to self-park. Self-parking is convenient and free for overnight guests. It is just a short drive down the hill. Because the road to the parking lot winds down, it might seem to be far from the hotel, but it ends up being right in front. That being said, the hotel also offers valet parking. It too is complimentary for overnight guests. Now, if you are not staying overnight, to park near the Mountain House, you need to have purchased a day experience pass, like a spa treatment or dining reservation. Up a few steps from the parking lot, walking to the main entrance, you can get a really good look at the size of the hotel and the different architectural styles. There is the spa wing, rock section, the stone building, the central building, the grove, and the dining wing. Check-in starts at 4 p.m., but if you are early and your room is not ready, you can leave your luggage at the front desk and still enjoy the property. With 262 guest rooms, the building is sprawling, with long hallways connecting the various sections. The decor is rooted in Victorian-era elegance, retaining much of the turn of the 20th century ambience. Walking throughout the property, you find period-inspired furniture, antique decorations, leaded windows or paneling, and framed historic photos or art. The result is a sense of elegance and history without being overly formal. It invites guests to enjoy a refined, historic setting with the feeling of luxury while maintaining a casual and relaxed atmosphere that ties to the beautiful nature setting of the resort. Now let's take a look at one of the rooms. We stayed in room 257, a Victorian room that had a queen and a twin bed, fireplace, and private balcony. As the room was at the front of the hotel, it did not have a lake view. The Victorian room was simple and cozy, with historic-style furniture. One thing we did notice was being a historic building, there was sometimes a musty smell in areas. Very faint, but it should be mentioned. That being said, the room was very clean and charming. We found a few robes in the closet, and there was also an ice bucket with some glasses, a small desk and chair, and an armchair. Heading back towards the balcony door, we find the bathroom just to the left of it. Again, quite simple and basic. There was a toilet, full-sized tub and shower, and a single vanity and sink. Although a bit dated, to keep with the historic feel of this room, it was again very clean. Now let's go ahead and check out the balcony, perhaps our favorite part of the room. Unlocking the door, you find 2 rocking chairs on the porch. There is also an exterior screen door. This was nice because you could open up the inside door, leaving the screen door closed, and enjoy the fresh air without worrying about bugs. Being in the front of the hotel, we did not have a view of Mohonk Lake, but it was still beautiful, with mountains in the distance. In addition, facing somewhat west, we enjoyed a few sunsets while relaxing in the rocking chairs on this balcony. With everything in the room, it was time to explore and enjoy the property. In the center of the hotel, there is a grand staircase connecting the many levels. A piece of history, each of the 1,400 spindles was hand-turned on a lathe. Starting on the ground floor, we entered the lake lounge. It is a casual parlor next to the lake porch, where you can relax, chat with friends or family, and have a drink, snack, or even a meal. Overnight stays at Mohonk Mountain House include all meals and non-alcoholic beverages. In addition, many recreational activities are also complimentary. This includes access to hiking trails, lake activities like canoeing, boating, and fishing, tennis courts, an indoor heated pool, and wellness and fitness classes. As mentioned, you can enjoy a snack or meal in the lake lounge. In the morning, there is a breakfast buffet. And in the afternoon, tea and cookies are served at 4 p.m. Finally, coffee and tea are generally available in the lake lounge area all day. Now, let's head out of the lake lounge, onto the lake porch. Here, we can relax and enjoy the beauty of Mohonk Lake. This beautiful lake is really the star of this property. Nestled in the Shawangunk Ridge, dramatic cliffs and forested slopes around the lake gives it a tucked-away, private feel. And surrounded by 40,000 acres of protected forest, Mohonk Mountain House is a perfect place to rejuvenate, away from the stresses of city life. Lake Mohonk is a glacial lake, fed by rainfall and snowmelt rather than by major inflowing streams. It stretches roughly a quarter of a mile in length, and reaches a maximum depth of around 60 feet. As a centerpiece of the resort, there are many water activities you can participate in. You can take out a rowboat, canoe, kayak, or even a paddle boat to enjoy time on the water. You can also fish, swim, and paddleboard on the lake. Surrounding the lake are trails, rock scrambles, carriage roads and hiking paths. On the next level up, you will find the Parlor. The Parlor is one of the most historically significant and grand public spaces in the resort. It represents the social and intellectual heart of the mountain house. The Parlor was completed as part of the central building section around 1899. It was one of the grand new spaces to be equipped with the latest technology of the time, electricity. It was used as a space for dignified social interaction, lectures, and cultural entertainment. The Parlor spans 2 stories, with a second level of balcony seating. From that second level, we can admire the grandeur of the space. Today, it continues to be used as a space for lectures, entertainment, and events. Finally, inside the Parlor, you will find a plaque commemorating the year of 1986, when Mohonk Mountain House was designated a National Historic Landmark. Similar to the Lake Lounge, the Parlor level also has a porch, the Parlor Porch, that overlooks Lake Mohonk. Again, with this amazing view, it is no wonder that these porch areas, with their relaxing rocking chairs, are a popular spot. Unwinding on the porches of this grand historic building, immersed in nature, is really the heart of the Mohonk Mountain House experience. Back on the ground floor with the Lake Lounge, you can find a small gift shop. Inside, you will find apparel and souvenirs from local artisans, along with Mohonk branded items, a variety of craftworks and jewelry, bath and body products, gourmet food and locally sourced pantry items, and more. There is also a small cafe area, with coffee, tea, ice cream and other snacks. Finally, let's take a look at the spa wing, that houses the spa, fitness area, and indoor pool. The spa wing is located all the way on one end of the resort, down a long hallway, which sets it a little apart from the main area, so that spa guests feel removed from the busier resort zones. As you enter the wing, you will find a small fitness shop, where you can purchase athletic apparel, wellness-inspired gear, and fitness-related products. In this wing, you can find the heated indoor swimming pool. Surrounded by large windows, it has panoramic views of the Catskill Mountains. You will also find the motion room, a space designed for movement-based classes such as yoga, Pilates, meditation, Tai Chi, and other group or private instruction. Walking down a hallway from the fitness shop, you will reach the fitness center, a fully equipped gym designed for strength training, cardio, flexibility, and conditioning. To get to the spa, you actually need to head through a door located in the fitness shop and head up the stairs to the next level. The spa has 16 treatment rooms, relaxation verandas, a solarium with a stone fireplace, a eucalyptus-infused steam room, a dry sauna, and a heated, outdoor mineral pool. Similar to the fitness center, the spa also has a small shop at the reception area that offers high-end skincare and body care lines, along with wellness-inspired products. Finally, if you are a history buff, the walls of Mohonk Mountain House are packed with pictures that connect you to a century and a half of artifacts about the property. Definitely take some time to admire the legacy of Albert Smiley, and all of the care that it has required to maintain this historic treasure. Now let's talk about the food. As mentioned, all of your meals are included with your stay, and breakfast is where it really shines. In addition to the smaller buffet in the lake lounge, the main dining room serves a full breakfast spread that feels almost endless. You'll find everything from fresh baked pastries and flaky croissants, to yogurt parfaits, fruit platters, and hot favorites like scrambled eggs, bacon, and breakfast potatoes. There's even a bagel and smoked salmon station with all the fixings, capers, onions, and cream cheese. And then there are the live stations, where chefs prepare your food right in front of you, made to order omelets, fluffy waffles, and perfectly cooked eggs just the way you like them. Needless to say, there is something for everyone, so breakfast here is perfect for families. It has been lauded, by longtime guests and staff, as the best meal at Mohonk. And with all of these amazing options, it is easy to see why. The main dining room setting is also quite special. It has cathedral ceilings, original 1893 woodwork, and panoramic views of the Catskill Mountains. The dining room is also used for lunch and dinner, and transforms in the evening into an elevated experience, with tablecloths and premier service. The dress code steps up a bit as well. Still casual, but no athletic wear. The menu is more limited at dinner, but we found everything was well prepared. Overall, the experience was really nice, with decent food. Not Michelin star, but solid. The Mountain House has a variety of dining options, and the other one we decided to try was the Granary. It is an outdoor, casual, picnic table experience, so you'll need to walk a few minutes to get to the area. It is well paved, with a gentle slope, reaching the eating area, with the picnic tables lined against the edge of the cliff, with sweeping views of Lake Mohonk and the surrounding ridge. We had dinner there, and the experience was like a big family cookout. There were burgers, hot dogs, spare ribs, seafood, and more. And if that wasn't enough, there was also a full dessert station with plenty of cakes, tarts, cookies, brownies, and pies. Sides included baked potatoes and veggies, along with another station filled with side salad options like shrimp and fennel, coleslaw, tabbouleh, fruit salad, and more. There is also a small hut where you can get ice cream and sherbet. The Granary is a magical experience. During dinner, the sun sets, and string lights illuminate the setting. It was a fun, and more casual alternative to the main dining room experience. Now let's explore the main attraction of the resort, the outdoors. Right from the mountain house itself, you are drawn into nature, with trails and bridges branching off of the hotel. This network of paths feels whimsical, with covered bridges and small huts scattered throughout the trails. They entice you to explore, walk out into the beautiful surroundings, bringing back a childhood curiosity to connect with nature. If you have children, it is a great place for them to enjoy and discover little hideouts and remote places to play. As mentioned, small huts are located along the paths, which act as nice places to pause and admire the scenery. During hot days, they also provide a retreat from the sun to cool off a bit. Exploring these trails was perhaps our favorite part of the experience. As you can see, the paths are extensive, with some high along the cliffs and others right against the water. The trails were created to give guests access to the rugged ridges, forest views, and the lake. As the resort grew, the paths evolved to include vantage spots, boardwalks, footbridges, and summer houses. Wooden footbridges and narrow boardwalks were added in places where the terrain required crossing rock slabs, steep gullies, or transitions from wooded to open ridge. These crossings became part of the aesthetic of the trail. You move from forest, cross a wooden span, emerge onto an overlook or resting hut. These trails are everywhere. Even along the Granary picnic area, you can find a trail and huts. Heading into the small hut, you get a great view of the lake. You can also see a small beach and swimming area. The lakefront beach is a sandy shoreline along Lake Mohonk, where guests can sunbathe, swim, and enjoy waterside relaxation. It is an ideal spot for quiet lounging, reading, scenery watching, and enjoying a dip in the water. Because water comes from a glacial-fed mountain lake, expect the water to be cooler than your average resort beach. We also hiked along the trails on the other side of the lake. From this side, you can get great views across the lake of the mountain house. As we admire some of the amazing scenery of this resort and preserve, let's step back and go through some of its amazing history. As mentioned, the property was founded in 1869, when Albert Smiley purchased 300 acres of land, along with a modest 10-room inn on Lake Mohonk. His mission was to provide opportunities for recreation and renewal of body, mind, and spirit, in a beautiful natural setting. That legacy endures to this day. From the outset, the resort has been family-owned and operated by the Smiley family. Over 6 generations and more than 155 years, they have devoted their talents to ensure that Mohonk continues to thrive, while carrying forward its founding values and traditions. After acquiring Stokes Tavern, the 10-room inn, and the surrounding acreage, the facility was renovated and expanded. It opened in June 1870 with accommodations for just 40 guests. Over time, the resort's architecture and landscaping transformed into the grand Victorian castle resort we see today. The resort has been continuously renovated and restored, so that its history is preserved for present and future guests. Mohonk is a proud member of the Historic Hotels of America program, the official program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, for recognizing and celebrating the finest historic hotels. And paintings at Mohonk catalog over 150 years of artistic depiction of the property, where the mountain house and its landscape have been subjects of Hudson River School painters. Many of the historic hiking paths, trails and carriage roads were originally built in 1871, using horsepower and dynamite. And in the spirit of stewardship of nature and ideas, the Smiley family and their associates established sister organizations. In 1963, the not-for-profit land trust known today as the Mohonk Preserve was founded, with goals related to long-held concerns of land stewardship and preservation of open space. Later in 1980, Albert K. Smiley Jr. established Mohonk Consultations to carry on the tradition of bringing people together to consider the interrelationships of all life on Earth. As such, there are many outdoor activities for guests. In addition to boating and hiking, visitors can participate in horseback riding, nature programs, and garden walks. From this amazing vantage point, looking across the lake at the castle-like resort, we appreciate the Smiley legacy and all of the family care that began in 1869. After hiking, we had to take a boat out to enjoy the lake. While some folks took canoes, we tried out the rowboat. We also took a small bag of fish food, which you can get from the boathouse, as it was fun to feed the fish, seeing them jump out of the lake to get the food. The lake is stocked, and you will find trout, bass, sunfish, and perch. You can also find other wildlife, like turtles, swimming in the water. The lake is a vibrant ecosystem, and in addition to fish and turtles, you will find a variety of birds, frogs, chipmunks, squirrels, and possibly even a beaver around the property. We also recommend you take a little hike at night. Walking along the paths at night feels almost enchanted. The trails and huts transform, each illuminated in an outline of lights. The soft glow of lanterns and string lights reflect across the still water, and the grand silhouette of the mountain house shines like the centerpiece of a Christmas village nestled in the mountains. It's definitely worth a small walk after dinner to experience. The next day, we decided to hike to the infamous Sky Tower. Sky Tower stands atop the peak known as Sky Top. Its elevation is around 1,542 feet, and the hike is a little over 5 miles round trip. Along the way, you will get some magnificent views of the lake and the mountain house. You will also pass by the pavilion, an open-air structure that serves multiple purposes. During the winter, it is a skating rink, and during other seasons, it serves as an outdoor space for weddings and other events. Similar to the other paths and trails around the property, along the Skytop path, you will find little outcrop bridges and huts. Each one provides a scenic resting point, making the upward hike more relaxing and less rigorous. If you want, there are also areas that offer a little more challenge. Rock scrambles here and there. In fact, if you are adventurous, you can take a different route to Sky Tower, called the Labyrinth and Lemon Squeeze. The labyrinth begins at the base of the cliffs, winding through a maze of giant slabs and ledges, leading to the Lemon Squeeze, a narrow, vertical fissure. The hike gets higher in elevation quite rapidly, and the lake and mountain house get smaller and smaller in the distance. The path is interspersed with viewpoints, and as you ascend, it gets more windy, without the cliffs protecting you, like it was at the lake level. Eventually, as you get closer to the peak, you get to an area where you're on the other side of the lake, and can barely see the mountain house. For us, the hike was relatively secluded, but other visitors have mentioned that it can get quite crowded. Finally, you reach your destination, the Sky Tower. Originally called the Albert Smiley Memorial Tower, it was completed in 1923 as a memorial to Albert Smiley. This is actually the fourth tower built here, as earlier towers, mostly made of wood, were destroyed by wind or fire. This final tower, built of stone, took 2 years to complete. Today it marks one of the most scenic views in this region of the Shawangunk Ridge, and a must-see viewpoints when staying or visiting the resort. On clear days, Skytop Tower offers views in all directions of up to 6 states. Next to the tower, you will find a small reservoir. As all of the stone for the tower was quarried here, the excavation left a deep cavity. This cavity was roofed over, and ultimately transformed into this reservoir. Heading back to the mountain house, we took the opportunity to stop at Lily Pond. As you can see, it is appropriately named, filled with lily pads and water lilies. It was a tranquil and reflective setting, offering a nice peaceful pause after hiking up to Sky Tower. We were able to rest a bit, and also watch the wildlife here. Back at the mountain house, we decided to end our stay, exploring the grounds close to the hotel. As you can see, the property is meticulously manicured, with beautiful landscape features, gentle meadows, and large lawns, with many walking paths. Close to the hotel, you will find a number of large fire pits. Surrounded by wooden benches and chairs, they create a cozy outdoor spot to gather around a blaze after dinner. The property also has an award-winning Victorian show garden. It features sweeping beds of seasonal annuals, tender perennials, bold foliage plants and sculptural features such as hedges, trellises and arbors. While there are many formal garden beds, the grounds here continue with the whimsical theme of the property, by creating areas surrounded by natural twisted wood fences and gates. These handcrafted wooden elements give the property its unique, storybook-like character. Starting in the 1870s, Mohonk began placing summer houses, small rustic shelters, throughout the property. These were made of red cedar harvested on the grounds, and designed to fit each specific location among the trees and rocks. The same early craftsmen, and ongoing rustic crew, also built fences, railings, gates, and other wooden structures, like swings and treehouses, using unmilled, locally sourced timber, embracing natural shapes, knots, and curves of the natural wood. We even found a rustic treehouse, nestled among trees at one end of the garden. It is these playful features that make this hotel unique, and they create a sense of discovery as well as natural artistry across the grounds. And with that, we concluded our visit to this magical property. From these natural wood-built playful structures, to the storybook castle-like structure of the Mohonk Mountain House, this resort has enchanted guests for more than 150 years. Whether you come for the history, the hiking, or the quiet beauty of its gardens and lake, this timeless resort offers renewal for body, mind, and spirit. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, follow, and subscribe.